Hey guys, it's you, Ben Potatoed, and I'm gonna be saying my top 10 favorites Warframes. Now, this did take a while to figure out because they're all just so amazing. I definitely recommend trying to get them all if you can, but if you don't have enough money, then I get that. And so these are my top 10 recommendations. Um, these are my opinions. Everybody has different opinions. So let's start the video. Alright, starting at number 10, we have Valbin. The reason why I chose him was because he is super squishy. I think he could use a great shield and health, and armor buff. But his Bastille is amazing. If you get the repelling Bastille, it's even better with this augment. But the rest of his abilities is kind of like a Vortex and Bounce. Bounce is, in my opinion, useless. But his Vortex, I love. I love it in, like, Infested, but it doesn't do a lot of damage, which I like attack characters mainly. And his Tesla is pretty good, especially if you just put it on your friends and then they just start running around electrocuting. But it's still, like I said, weak in some ways, and he could use some buffs. Number 9, Ash. I love Ash with a passion, but his invisibility does not go on. It's short, but you can use power duration mods, but it's still sort of short. But he's super strong with his Blade Storm, and his Shuriken is pretty good as well if you're doing Spy 2.0, for instance. And his last ability, if there are a lot of enemies, and I mean a lot of enemies, it can take a while. But again, this is with a lot of enemies, like if you're doing Infested. And even with his 2 new dudes to help him out, I don't know what you would call them, really. Hallucinations, I don't know. And I just had to throw this in there. He's a little hard to color, because if you see that whole entire piece is black, and that's like it's one big color, basically. It's kind of weird. So, let's go to the next one. Number 8. Now, this character is one of my favorites as well. I use her on a lot of missions. Nyx, or Nyx Prime. It's because she has the ability to be super strong, but it can take a while for her absorb to absorb the amount of damage that the enemies are dealing out. And it does take a lot of your energy. You can use a fleeting expertise to help that, but but I do recommend her on a high level missions because she does get the power she needs for absorb, and her chaos is great when she's in a pinch, so she can just mind control, get out of there, you know, just keep going on with life without dying. Number 7, Sarin. Now, Nyx Prime and Sarin were kind of iffy. Like, I don't know. I keep thinking about maybe Nyx Prime should be number 7, maybe Sarin should be number 8. I don't know, but they're both amazing characters. But I chose Sarin for number 7 because of her. She has very unique abilities. Her Venom is a little weak, but it's understandable since it is her first move. Her Molts, I think, could use a little bit of a buff. In some ways, I still like her Molt a lot, which is, I mean, it's pretty OP, but like I said, it still couldn't use a buff. Contagion, I don't ever use. It's just, in my opinion, like I said, Bounce is useless. Contagion is useful if you're doing some missions. I just don't recommend it myself. And her last move though is amazing. Miasma, super powerful. I think her last ability is amazing. That's why I did choose her for number 7. Let's go on to the next one. Frost, or Frost Prime. I love these guys with a passion. Ever since I saw him, I was like when I first got this game, like a year and a half ago, I think. No, yeah, about a year and a half. I just thought he looked so unique and just amazing. I just thought his powers were amazing. Snow globe. But the reason why I chose him for number 6 is because he's able to defend and attack, and his augments are just amazing, like chilling globe and what's the other one, like ice wave impedance or something like that. Yeah, ice wave impedance. And like but his attacks do take a while, and you can use a natural talent, but in a way that's almost useless. In some way it's useful, but it's useless because you are wasting stuff that you could use, like a nice augment there. But I do understand it in a lot of ways. But they do get weak, really weak as time progresses. Like I can barely kill people with my frost on T4 defenses on like wave 15. It gets a little hard. So let's go to the next one. This one is I don't know. I don't know. I love this character so much. Chroma. It's definitely worth going after, in my opinion. But I chose him because his abilities are powerful, and the different elemental abilities are unique. Like, who doesn't want to choose toxic over fire, or the other way around? Or and each one of his abilities do different things. Like, if you use your elemental ward, like if you're using green, toxic, your stamina is increased a lot. And I mean, it's just amazing on his type of abilities that he can do. But when he is using his last ability, he is very squishy, but it is very, very OP. Especially if you're doing infected and use fire. Amazing.
Orders thought the orbiter compartment was much larger than this.
Next one, Foggier. I adore Foggier with them, just so much amazement. Like, not last Christmas, but the Christmas before last, she was when she just came out on PS4, she was very weak, and they kept buffing her, and it worked after a while, and she is now one of my favorite characters. I use her on just about everything, especially infected, but her power strength is out the wazoo, and her war cry is fantastic, especially if you're using Cindo Prime, for example, or any sword that takes a while to hit. And she is a little squishy, not too bad because of all the armor she has, and if you have rage on her, it's even better, and you're not even close to being squishy anymore. But if you don't have that, I don't know. She's still worth getting. And her hysteria is just amazing. How she just becomes invincible. Next one, we're gonna go. One of my favorites is Volt or Volt Prime, because of the power. His power strength may be a little low, but it does stun them, which I love. Especially when I can just shoot them with my Rocta Ballistica or just my Voltor Prime. Comes in handy. But he also has the ability to defend with his energy shield, or electric shield, sorry. And I mean, even increase his power strength to amazing heights. Like at one point, I was using my Cyanoid Gamma Core when it wasn't nerfed, and it did 54,000 damage every bullet. That was amazing. And speed. I love his speed as well. It's just, it doesn't last very long, but it helps you get through missions really fast. Now, I have to say this, by the way. These last 3 are very hard. Volt was number 3. They were very hard to choose from, especially these last 2 right here that are coming out. So, here we go. Number 2, Mirage. Now, I love Mirage with a passion, and she just barely got beaten by somebody. You'll see number 1. Her Holo Mirrors is fantastic, especially if you're using an augment, her augment mod, which is her sleight of hand. I don't like it. That's one of my big things. I don't like her sleight of hand. And her prism, it takes a while, Just use the natural talent, you're good to go. But her power strength is amazing. If I'm correct, she has one of the highest power strengths in the game. I literally, like, even if you're just so tired of grinding, keep going after her. She's amazing. Nova Prime is number 1. Now, the only reason I chose Nova Prime was because not only her power strength, just like Mirage, but she's able to make people slow if she's doing high-level missions like a T4 defense, or make people go fast if she's doing something really easy like Satura. She has just her antimatter absorb with her augment is fantastic. I mean, especially back then if you had the Cyanoid, but the Bolter Prime works as well. It's amazing.
Tenno, a new alert has begun. It will be
An
marked on
All-Star
navigation.
and her Wormhole are okay, especially if you're doing low level. But these top 3 are just amazing. Recommend getting them no matter what. Now, I do have to say, the ones that did get close to coming in here, I have to give these guys credit. Limbo was definitely one. I was very, very, very hard to choose Limbo over Valbin, but I did. Ember Prime was in there, and then Excalibur. If Excalibur didn't get nerfed the way he did, this update, he would be there. He would definitely be in like my top 5. But he did get nerfed, but he is getting a new moveset. Now, that is it. Remember, guys, to subscribe and comment, and have a good day. And please like my videos. They only take 2 seconds to like, and yeah, so have a good one.